Hello and welcome, and sorry if my head is cut off. This is the farthest back I could get. Thank you for joining me and Mac here for Yahrzeit Yoga. So in other yogas, we can practice play and we can work on bonding. Yeah, but holidays are different times, special times. Yes, you're a special boy. And so today we are going to focus primarily on supporting those in our community who have experienced pet loss and grief in the last year. Yeah, we are. Which actually Matt came to us because of loss of Zeke, who is joining us over here. I also have Snickers with me. So you're going to need a few things for this practice today. If you have a living pet, please invite them to join. They are welcome in our space, and this is definitely not a practice just for you. This is for you and your animal companion. After all, today is Rosh Hashanah LeBehemoth. So you'll need that, your mat, your blanket, and then anything that you feel would be supportive to you during this practice. So if that's a special candle or a collar or some hair or something that you want to include in your space, I invite you to get those things now and pause the video and then come back and join me. So your blanket or a second mat is not just for you, it's also for your animal friend because they need their own space. We're inviting them to join us, but we don't want them to rip up our expensive mats, right? Yes. And then if you have a second blanket or block that you want to place under your hips so that you're sitting up just a little bit, that's fine too. And this is going to be a practice, very gentle, very easy, very supportive, with a lot of variations, because not all of us have lost pets we want to include, and not all of us have live pets to include. So let's begin. Come to a nice, comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. It could be legs out long, it could be legs out wide, it could be butterfly or cobbler's pose. Only you know what you need today. Only you know where your body's at today. And as you settle in on your mat, knowing there is no wrong way to experience this practice, start to notice your breath. Check in with yourself. Check in with your little teeth. Loosen your jaw. Move your tongue around in your mouth. Loosen your tongue. Sometimes it's hard to put words to feelings, especially for losses like that of an animal that is so critical in our lives. It's our daily relationship, our touchstone. But our society doesn't really recognize it the same way that they do a human loss. Loosen your tongue. Take a little bit deeper breath and relax your shoulders. And find some gentle, easy movement here, whatever that means for you. It could be swaying side to side. It could be coffee grinders, like the old style coffee that was made, you had to hand crank. Put your hands on your knees and just gently make circles with your body. If it feels right to you to do so, if you feel safe and supported, you can close your eyes. And make sure whatever movement you're doing, you do to both sides. So if you're coffee grinding, grind it both ways. If you're shrugging your shoulders, forward and back. Moving the head head to the left and the right. Again, there's no wrong way to feel your way through this. And in whatever seated position you've chosen, let's now go to the bottom of our body where we find stability, where we ground those two appendages that are so often abused and forgotten, and sometimes, in my case, broken. Let's show our feet some love. So you can put them together. You can put them out long if that feels right to you. You can do something in between. Bring one in at a time. And just give your little feet some attention. Now, if you have a pet that has chosen to participate with you, you can rub their paws or their legs. Now's a good time to do that anyway. We've got heat. It's summertime, pavement's hot, ground is hot. So check in with their little paws and see how they're doing. Do they have cracked pads? Do they have anything going on in between their toes? I know Midge does. And switch feet or paws. And just whisper, thank you. Big exhale, send the legs out wide and come forward. Now this is usually where one of my animals will want to get in between here and be in my space, and that is completely fine. If they want to join you, just give them some love right here. It's not about coming all the way forward. It's not about doing the most. It's just about connecting. If you have lost a pet friend and you want to include them, this is a good time to do that too. You can just have them near you, box, memorial, whatever it is, and just connect with that individual. Breathing. And exhaling farther forward, deeper into that space of grounding and connecting. Letting the head be heavy, as it so often is when we experience loss. The chin coming to the chest, rounding through the spine. This is the only point in this practice where you're going to be a little cashew person. And on your next inhale, make it the biggest inhale you've taken all day. In through the nose, hold it, and exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Again, big inhale. Hold it, and let it all go. One more big inhale, drawing yourself all the way up, arms overhead. Hold it, and exhale. Let it all go. All right, we are here, we are breathing, we are together. And we are reminded that even in the dark moments, grieving that love that was in our lives every day that we have lost, there's new life ahead. There are always more creatures that need our help. There's always comfort to be found. All right. So now, in whatever seated position is possible for you, we're going to go ahead and put our hands, turn your palms so that your heel of your hand, oh, good. Not that I don't love you. Cross-legged is best for this. One foot in front of the other. You're going to turn your palms so the heel of your hand is resting close to your buttocks. Sit up nice and tall. And you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Not tight with tension, but as though you're holding a pencil in between your shoulder blades. Sit up nice and tall. And then lift your chest and your chin up toward the heavens, breathing, grounding down through your base, through your pelvis, through your knees, down through your feet. Remember, they are holding you in this space. And everything you have, everything you need, you have. It's inside you. Breathing up, grounding down, and release on an exhale. Shake it out. Give your wrists a little love. Maybe massage your hands. These are the things with which we feed our pets, pet our pets, groom them. These are the things which hold the leash. These are how we write about our feelings. Thank you, hands. All right, switch feet. Cross the other one in front. Same deal. Gonna inhale up, exhale to put your heels of your hands close to your buttocks. Raise up. Notice what feels different on this side. Is there a place that you're still holding tension? Is it more difficult to ground on this side? Just like a plant, root to rise. So we're grounding down into our strong base, connecting with the earth, finding our center and our core as we lift and breathe. And on your next exhale, release. Moving whenever your breath tells you it's right to do so, not when I do. Another variation, whether your animal is joining you or not, find the position that's right for you. It could be legs out long. It could be one leg up, one leg down. It could be one leg crossed over. Whatever is the right variation for you. We're going to do a seated twist now. So again, grounding through the base. If your hips are sitting up on that blanket, fantastic. Giving you a little bit more lift so that you're not collapsing forward. Sit up nice and tall. And then you're going to take your right hand and cross it over to your left thigh. Place your left hand around behind you and spiral from your base up through your core and your chest, opening those shoulders, feeling the twist. Again, it's not a competition. Breathe into that space. Feel your chest open. Feeling a lift from the crown of your head up. One more breath here. And exhale back to center. The other side. Moving with your breath. When it's right to do so, run your left hand up your right thigh. And exhale into that twist. Noticing what's different on this side. Looking for that open space. Feeling your heart open again. Asking if you can move deeper into the twist with every breath. And if the answer is no, that's fine. On your next exhale, moving with your breath, return to center. Sweep your arms out. Bring them in, one over the other, and give yourself a hug. Finding some easy movement here if it feels right to do so. Perhaps bowing your chin to chest, acknowledging your heart. Inhale out, feeling your chest expand, and then switch arms, one over the other, and give yourself another hug. Finding some comfort, finding a kernel of peace. Releasing, we're going to come to all fours. Put your big toes together, knees out wide, and we're going to come down into child's pose. If you want, you can extend, or you can bring your knees a little bit together and just curl up in a little ball. It's up to you. Bringing it all the way down to the earth and just resting here for a moment. And then gently, gently massaging your forehead, shifting back and forth, side to side. Moving with your breath. And come back to center. Stack the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, come up to tabletop position. And we're going to do some very lovely cat-cows because it is Rosh Hashanah Lebehemot, so let's explore some animal poses. Nothing like eagle, nothing like crow, no birds. But we're just going to, on an inhale, rotate the arm bones out. And breathe. Lift the tailbone, lift the head. See if you can articulate as we do these one vertebrate at a time. So it's not about cramming yourself into an extreme position. but just about lifting for your cows, lifting from the shoulder blades, rounding the spine, bringing that tailbone as far underneath you as you can. And then on the cats, scooping forward with your nose first and trying to feel that circle between your nose, your tailbone, and your belly. So moving with your breath in your own time, just cat, cow. Really digging into the experience of this pose, moving very slowly. One vertebrae at a time. This is another posture where your animal friends may want to be under you in this space or in front of you, and that is completely fine. There is no wrong way to do this. If that happens, come back on your knees and hips, come back to child's pose, and just be there with them in this space. It's totally fine, and you've got your blanket out here. That can be their space. Sometimes they'll bring me a favorite toy, and I love that. They just want to be part of things. So we're finishing up our cat-cow here, and then we're going to bring the knees together, send the legs out long, and come down, all the way down to the mat, gently in your own time. Feeling nice and long through the legs, through the feet. Find your center. Take a moment to just drop everything onto the mat and feel those hips, because this is our center. We're going to move from our core now and really ground down into our hips and upper thighs. As we bring the hands underneath our shoulders, out wide on the edge of your mat, root into the tops of the feet, root through the legs and your hands, and come up into cobra. Again, it's not about height. This isn't an upward facing dog. But feeling how much you can let go. Looking straight ahead, breathing into the back body, breathing into your butt. And exhale to release. Come all the way down, forehead on the mat. Arms out long, legs out long. See, move them around a little bit now and see if you can find some length. And be a little snake. Do some wiggles. And then when you're ready, zip your legs together. Feel through your buttocks, clench them nice and tight. You're going to tighten from your feet up. Everything you can, every muscle feeling lift, 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 and bring it all up. Hands releasing down your legs. It's not about height. Looking straight down. Everything is solid. You're a locust. Grounding through that pelvic area. Connected to the floor, a little lift through the chest, neck nice and long, shoulders are down. Breathe here and release. The locust, or the cicada, is a bug of transformation. And that's what locust makes me think of, is that little twitching flight of the cicadas.
Take a moment here to breathe. And we're going to try it again. We're going to transform our space. We're going to transform our feelings. We're going to transform our breath. Change our mindset a little bit. Those bugs aren't ugly. They're amazing. And they can be dangerous. And they have such amazing life cycles. Underground and then bursting in whole new bodies. Living such a short time. Harbingers of summer. Okay, here we go. We're going to tighten everything. Exhale. Let it all out. And zip up from your feet to your buttocks. Lift, 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 lift. Arms come down. Your legs relaxed. See what you can find this time. See if you can find a little more length, a little more ease. And exhale to release. Let it all go. Bring the arms up now. Push yourself back. Toes come together. Knees out wide. Down into child's pose. What feels different here? What's different about the quality of your breath? What's different in your heart? Can you find some gratitude here? Just a little bit. If not for the animals you have, then for the animals that you had and what they brought to your life. Resting in child's pose, unless you got a foot cramp like me. Come back up to tabletop position. We're going to come on all fours. We're going to walk the hands forward. Curl your toes. Come forward into plank just for a second as you lower yourself down. And then push up into upward facing dog. Toes out long. Now we're lifting, lifting, lifting. Feeling the shoulders come down. Looking ahead with a soft gaze, long neck. And release. Coming back to all fours. Stacking the knees underneath the hips. The arms underneath the shoulders. And we're going to take our back arm way up high on an inhale. And then on exhale, bring that hand curved down and through the space, coming to rest on your shoulder. And you can either stay here, all squishy with it, or reach this hand out long, whatever your variation is, to get that nice shoulder stretch. Threading the needle. And come back up, release. Time to do the other side. So I'll turn. You don't have to turn around if you don't want to. You know where your arms are.
So bringing this back arm, now it's the right arm, if you started the same way I did. Bringing the right arm up to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, under and through, coming to rest on that shoulder. Again, arm out long if you want it. Play around with your arm, with your free arm, and see where you get the best stretch. Hi. And again, maybe using your free arm to incorporate your pupper. Yes, you are welcome here. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. All right. Are you going to help me finish up? Release. And then come to a comfortable seat. We're going to put the legs out long at the short end of the mat. Yeah. We're going to come all the way back on our back. If you need to, you can, thank you. You can fold up your towel or blanket and place it underneath your hips, underneath your lower back here to support. Bring your knees up and then bring them one at a time into your chest. And we're going to do some more free, gentle movement. Whatever that means for you today. It could be circles, big circles, small circles. You could cross your ankles and grab your big toes if you want. Rock back and forth. Seeing if you can get some freedom in that lower lumbar spine. Again, there's no wrong way to move. Make sure that you go both directions. And if you are making gentle circles, can you connect this in your heart and your spirit to the circles of life? You might do some windshield wipers. Gently forward and back. Releasing tension in the lower spine, in the hips. Feeling soft knees. We don't want any tension there. Pondering as we breathe about circles. The end is the beginning is the end. The seasons come, they come again. New life comes, grows up, passes away. And we're still here. Because we haven't completed our own circle. And let's honor the completion of the circle by bringing our heels up close to our butt. You're going to send your arms out long. If you can touch your heels, so much the better. That's all right. So what we're going to do is lift. We're going to ground through the feet, all four corners, and through the toes, really strong. Ground. Feel the shoulders drop away. And those shoulder blades are going to come together as we lift from the hips. Arms out long, no tension in the neck, just resting here nice and strong in bridge. Making our own rainbow bridges here.
Breathe. And as you lower your hips, let something go. And now I'll give you another choice. If you feel comfortable and you want to open up, you can do a bound angle pose here. Feet together, knees down. This is very vulnerable. You can put a hand on your stomach, a hand on your heart. Check in and see where you are. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can do a supine twist, send one leg out long, arms out to the side, and gently guide your knee across your body, turning your head to look the other way. If you need to, you can put a block or fold up your blanket and put underneath that knee. Sorry, Puffer. It's whatever feels right for you. I'll also say, if you don't have them, these little yoga weights are fantastic. I make them, and I have more. So you can use them to weight your knees if you want to. You can use them to ground down on your feet. Use them on your hands. You can use the big one to cover your eyes. Which, in addition to removing a sense, it just kind of, it's amazing how much just a little bit of weight will help you ground and release. So whatever your angle of choice, I invite you, if you're going to twist, do it to both sides. If you have a pet with you, that's usually a fantastic time to, instead of a block or a towel, rest your leg on top of them. If your animal that has passed is in a box, you can also rest it on the box. All contact is good contact. And then when you're ready, release that and come to Shavasana. So this is corpse pose. And it's here. That we do our deepest introspection. Eyes softly closed. Again, checking in with the self. What has changed? Deepening the inhale. Letting something go with each exhale. Feeling held and supported by the earth beneath you. letting your weight and the weight of your memories, and in some cases the weight of that body, the 1,400-pound horse, the 1,000-pound cow. These are heavy losses. And the earth is big enough to hold it. Finding stillness, finding ease here. Letting your feet be heavy. Letting your calves slip away. Feeling free in the knees. The thighs dropping to the earth. Feeling your hips give left and right so that your pelvis settles. And your vertebrae falling away, sinking heavy, one by one. Feeling your ribs expand with your breath, opening out. So that the shining light of your heart can radiate out. Feeling your collarbones slide away. Releasing those shoulders. Shrugging off the backpack of grief. Your arms falling into the earth, heavy, fingers releasing. Knowing you don't have to cling or grasp to anything, because what you need is already within you. Feeling the neck and throat soften. Knowing that when you need to say something, you have an open channel. Knowing that whatever you're feeling is valid. Feeling yourself in space and knowing you belong. Resting here in this peaceful moment. Can you bring to mind the faces of those you've loved and lost? That left paw prints or hoof prints on your heart. Take a deep breath. And silently or aloud, say their name. And thank them for the time you shared. And then with one more deep breath, if you have a companion in the room, flutter your eyes open and tell them thank you for being with me. All right, friends, our practice here is done, but you are welcome to stay in this space as long as you want. I hope you find a way today to connect with creatures young and old and in between, wherever you may be. When you're ready, roll onto your side and And come up slowly to a seated position. And with your hands on your friends, together we say Shana Tova. A new year for the animals, and soon a new year for us. May it be a sweet one.